And can you reread our goal for today?
I can capture my ideas about informative text via multiple methods.
Yes. So today I'm going to show you some examples of that. I kind of talked about you did a gallery walk, you showed me, or you spoke with your partner, and you spoke with our whole group about something that you noticed about other people's texts. And so the goal for today is to give you this independent time to gain ownership of the way that you respond to reading. Okay, and so that's your job. So again, I'm not going to tell you, oh, you have to have pictures, or I just am asking you to do something different. Okay, and so today I want to teach you that you don't have to just use words. I know a lot of you focused on writing paragraphs, bullet points, lists. Some of you use pictures, and that was great. But you don't just have to use words, right? You can capture. I'm using our language from our ICANN statement. You can capture your ideas in multiple ways. It can be in charts, and this is informative writing, but you can write about narrative in an informative way. You can write about your life in an informative way. Lots of nonfiction pieces. Some of our book club texts are nonfiction accounts of someone's life. Someone, I think, climbed Everest. One of them is about Valley Forge, which I'm going to show you in a second here. One of them is about civil rights in Pearl Harbor, right? And so I'm going to talk about these different things, okay? And so it's so important for you, as a therapist, to use whatever you need. That's why you have these new bins, okay? To use whatever tools you need to convey your ideas, okay? Because you all have wonderful, creative minds, and I do not want to stunt that. Okay, so you get to tell me your information or tell us your information in whatever way you need. Okay, and so writing is not always the best way to convey your ideas, and I know that. And so when we were walking around today, I was hoping you were thinking to yourself, okay, what has this writer done that I could do too? And that was the whole idea of trying to find something that you haven't done before, right? So I'm not really great with pictures. You guys know, you've seen me draw. And so that was one thing I really challenged myself to do in my notebook. So I'm going to share with you my notebook, and you are allowed to make fun of me later, but not right now, to my face, because I know my pictures are not perfect. But I want to show you this. So I like up here. So this was and I didn't take a ton of time. It took maybe 15 minutes, kind of like what you guys said yesterday, to respond to the first part of Stolen Party. And so it's really important for me to know what's happening. So I like to make a list of the characters so I know all the players. And so I kind of some of them I put the star next to Rosara to remind me that she's the main character. I put money signs next to Senor Inez and Luciana because they're rich. And so that was a way for me to represent the fact that they're really wealthy. I tried to draw a picture of a monkey. It didn't work out well though, because and that caused a fight. And then I thought magic was really important because that was about the monkey, right? And so I highlighted that magic, so it was golden to me, really important. And then I used a sticky note because I really like flip charts. So to me, bows are beautiful and cute. I think of my nieces and they have cute little bows in their hair. And then the juxtaposition or the change of how mean that little girl with the bow was. So I wanted to have kind of a flip there because it was I wasn't expecting this cute little girl with a bow to be mean. So it kind of was a flip. She kind of flipped on me. So that's why I used this sticky note. And then I was kind of obsessed with this idea of money. So I used a green pen a lot. So I was okay, what is this? I feel money is this kind of underlying current in the story. And so that's why I use this. So this is what my kind of graphic organizer looks like right now. So you're not writing, I just want you to pay attention. There are so many ways. I'm not an expert writer, so I want to show you some expert writers. Okay? So we're going to look at, this is Valley Forge. Okay? If you can see, I'm going to pass this around to you. This has pictures in it, but it also has lots of really interesting things. So this first page is all words. Then I flip to the next page, and my front row, can you tell us what this looks like? Dr. Julia. Tell us what this looks like. Hayden, please be respectful. I think it does. No, but I'm saying this. What does this look like? Say it louder. A timeline. Okay? I didn't even think about that. That's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to create a timeline that's my plan, for my writing for Stolen Party. I'm going to map out everything because I think that's going to be kind of important. And then this kind of flows in a timeline. There's also little vignettes of important information. There's also pictures, right? Pictures are really powerful. This one's kind of a close-up picture. Ooh, there's music. I didn't even think about that. So Isaiah, there's music right here. And I would never even thought to include that in a nonfiction about Valley Forge. That seems odd to me, right? But I bet it makes sense. Okay, so right now you're not talking. Okay, so I'm going to pass this around. So take a quick look. And then the other one I want to show you is, what do you guys notice about this? Raise your hand if you can share with me. What do you notice about this book? Okay, what's one thing you notice, Holden?
It's colorful.
It's colorful, right? Are all the men, do they have color on them? No, right? Just the one in the front. So I'm like, I wonder. So what else are you noticing, Brian? They're sailors. Yep. What else do you notice, Brandon? What do you see there? I asked Brandon.
have like suits on.
Yep, so they're sailors. Yep. What about what's behind them? Front row. Can you see these things? Stars. And what else is there? What does that look like to you?
Smoke.
Rocks, maybe smoke. Right? And so I think this does a really great job of showing how color can be used to convey. When I see red, I think like almost like blood maybe. Or like is it trying to represent like the red, white, and blue of America? Like the red. This is really colorful. I'm not sure here. I can see the author. And so I'm wondering, right, I might need to look up more. So then I'm also going to look inside the text. And I can see, right, there's just a list of names. And I'm wondering if these are people that are going to be featured in the story. There's a table of contents, right, to organize the ideas. And then I can see that this starburst, kind of like how it is in the front, where like the stars are, is being like repeated throughout. So repetition is something else that nonfiction, which I'm surprised, right? Nonfiction writers are using narrative repetition. Interesting. And like there's pictures with captions. How many of you have ever opened a textbook without a picture in it? I haven't. Can you name a textbook that doesn't have a picture in it? A textbook that doesn't have a picture? What? No.
Dictionaries have pictures.
Yeah, they do have pictures. Math books? I know your math books have pictures in them.
I got one.
Yeah?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter is not a textbook. I'm looking at textbooks. Right? And they do have a picture on the cover. Right? I'm thinking about like science textbooks. Like those things all have those pictures in them. Right? With captions. And so I think it's important to note that about these things. Right? They still have narrative elements like dialogue and things like that. So I would challenge us to like look at these and see how can we use what experts have done to then mimic that in our own responses to real life events or to stories. Right? So I'm up here, boys. So you turn your body so you can see me. Turn your body. Okay, and so that's why I provided you those blue baskets. Because today we are going to challenge ourselves to write in a new way or to respond in a new way. Okay? So what's going to happen is we're going to read the rest of the story. Okay? I'm going to read it to you, but we're going to be back at our seats today. So that way then you have as much room as you need and as much time as you need to think and to start mapping out. You can sit and listen to the entire story, or you can get to work as I'm reading. Okay? It is up to you. Okay? But what is the one thing I'm asking? What's the one parameter, the one thing that I really want you to do? What do I want you to do, Lainey? Be hyper-focused, yes. What else do I want you to do? Take notes, but how should we be taking notes today? Different than you did yesterday. Okay? I want you to respond in a deliberate way that is different than yesterday. Okay? And so we're going to I'm gonna send you back in just a second, but what do you think, what supplies do you think you need right now? So Francisco, what's one thing that you need right now? Oh, space. Yep, you need your notebook, okay? So if you want to turn to a new page,